It's Grand Cat, and today we are on the last 26 minutes of Last Man Standing. So we're going to be doing this first, but we've also got a portrait pack of Jacy Jayne with the NXT title that we'll be buying as well. We've got a free bonus pack, we've got all of our different games that we're going to play a little bit later on, but first we have to go ahead and claim these. Should probably have done this before. That sucks, I'm supposed to watch the ad. It's going to take me out of the game as well. Ah, well, let's just watch an ads together then. Okay, so we've got to complete the puzzle, nice and easy. Should have done this before I started the live stream. I got distracted and forgot. Okay, it seems that the audio is still fine. That's good, that's what we like to hear. We do have a couple of these that we can certainly dust before we proceed. And of course, that is 4 that we can put into WrestleMania Forever a little bit later on. Welcome everyone, welcome. I see people have started joining the stream. So we are currently ranked 2,957. We are on Arena 65, and you can see that we have 8 obstacles to get through here. So here's the tutorial part of how to complete these arenas up here at this point. Baron says, links are shared, El Grande Cato. Thank you, Baron. Big the Cat says, howdy. Hello, Big the Cat. James says, hello, is a Grand Cat. Hello, James. Alex Garner says, hi. Agent Worthy says, I'm here, so don't be mad. I wasn't going to be mad anyway, Agent Worthy, but thank you for coming along. So, we have 8 obstacles. We have 5 lives. We have a reveal that's going to get rid of 3 obstacles, and we've got a block that's going to get rid of 1. So what we need to do is we need to run headfirst into 4 of these obstacles, get rid of 4 of them. Then we're going to use the reveal to get rid of 3, which will be 7. Then we're going to use the block to get rid of 1, which will be 8. So that's what we need to do. Okay, so the first one is power and speed. Let's go with the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns. Now, because of the reveals, we're probably only going to be able to get 2 games in here. A tag team of Charisma, Yokozuna, and Triple H. Against the Shield, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns. I think we're just going to bank those points there because we are expecting to hit some obstacles. Dang, could have done one more. Brock Lesnar. The F1 of the Beef Incarnate. Big Cat says, managed to get to Arena 100 is free to play. Well, you should be very highly ranked then. I've always been playing this entirely free to play. I spent no credits on this. Because after all, we are getting a brand new tier in merely a couple of weeks. Wow, how much is this going to continue? Wow, we are getting some incredibly lucky games here. Currently ranked 513. Very cool. Okay, so there is the first of our 4 objects that we need to hit. We'll go with Kevin Owens. Tag team of Power against Finn Balor and Drew McIntyre. We should be fine here. Dr. Jackal says, morning, your grandness. Thank you. Good morning, Dr. Jackal. Although it is 9:38 p.m. here in the home of the Grand Cat, Alex Garden says, I'm playing Last Man Standing and watching your stream. It's a very good way of doing it. You get two things done. You get to watch Big Ol' Grand Cat, and you get to get yourself a Jacy Jayne. Okay, we're going to go ahead and use Liv Morgan here against their Liv Morgan. But ours is a Battle Pass Liv Morgan. We're going to bank these points. Now, ideally, we would prefer to have hit the obstacles early. Okay, that's 3 of them out of the way. We just need to get rid of 1 more. Okay, this one's Charisma. We should be fine here. Whacked Wind EX says, what's up, Grand? Big the Cat says, I started with 30,000 super coins and now I have 9,000 left. Oh my goodness. Okay, that is all that we needed to hit. So now we're going to go ahead and activate our block. Let's see if we can get it on the next one. Okay, that's perfect. And now we'll go ahead and use a reveal. And now there are no obstacles left. So that means that we can go ahead and win all of these matches without having to concern ourselves with any obstacles. So now from this point, we can just use press our luck throughout the rest of the matches. Okay, so this one is toughness and speed. It's going to be Brock Lesnar. So today I downloaded the Mortal Kombat collection and a complete Mortal Kombat trilogy with both Sub-Zero and Scorpion. And I also completed Mortal Kombat 3 Ultimate, the Shang Tsung. And Brock Lesnar reminds me of Goro if Goro only had 2 arms as opposed to 4. And that is what Brock Lesnar looks like to me. It is the human personification of Goro. Preston says, I'm just grinding Last Man Standing 2. So we're not going to bank our points here. We're just going to keep pressing our luck because we should be able to win all of these. Big Cat says, I might beat my highest rank ever. Oh. It's very exciting for you, Big the Cat. And now a tag team of toughness. Just to make sure. We're going to use the belt here with Liv Morgan and Nia Jax. Preston says, I'm currently rank 13 right now. Oh my goodness. Kevin does YouTube, says, hey, the Grand Cat, I'm about to complete campaign for the first time. Oh, there's so many exciting things going on for the Grand Cat Grand Fleet today. A. Graham says, hello, Grand Cat. This is a tag team of toughness. There's going to be Kevin Owens and Triple H here in the tag team against Obafemi and Gunther. And there we are. We got the maximum number of points that we could get. We were ranked 2,983. Let us see where we are ranked now after that one. 2,985. We went down 2 spaces. Now, if we wait a second, that 2,985 should update if we go back out and we go back in. Kevin on YouTube says, you helped save the game. Oh, thank you, Kevin. I'm always trying to make the game better for everyone. Kevin says, thanks for sharing your opinions of the game, good and bad. You're very welcome. I'm a very, very honest cat. Jamie Williams says, hi. Big Cat says, my highest before this finish ever was 577 for JC Mateo. So we need to go for 8, 2, 7, and 9. And it's still saying that we are ranked 2,985. That number should have went up. Let's look at the leaderboards here. $2,864. Yes, that's a little bit better. That's the actual number we're at. So we did go up about 100 ranks there with that game. Okay, so we've got 8 obstacles once again. Exactly the same as last time. We need to deliberately run into 4 obstacles. Then we're going to use our block and then our reveal, and that will be us set for the rest of this. So we're starting off with a tag team of toughness, which I think we are going to go ahead and use Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens here. Against Solo Sikoa and Roman Reigns. And we will press our luck here. Spanner says, what's the guest going to be on the dang it meter today? Has that become one of my catchphrases? Oh my goodness. I can only blame WWE Supercard for that then. And let's bang the points there actually. I knew it, I could tell. Now, ideally, we want to get as many of these out of the way as possible. That's 2 of them. We need 2 more. No whammies. No, we want to find the whammies, actually. Tag team of power against Stephanie Vacour with our Soul Ruka and our Liv Morgan. And we'll bank those points there. A tag team of speed against Liv Morgan and Charlotte Flair. I think we'll bank our points here because I am expecting to see... I'm expecting to see another one soon. Preferably sooner rather than later. I think we'll go with Joe Hendry for this one. Tag team of toughness. Yokozuna and Brock Lesnar. We'll bank those points. Okay, we only need to hit 1 more obstacle now. And that's perfect. Go ahead and use our block. Okay, that one is fine. Triple H against Roman Reigns. And we are going to press our luck because from this point onwards we will be able to get the rest of them. And we're just going to go ahead and use our reveal. Now, eventually we will have 1 more obstacle, which will be taken care of by our shield. And I think we're going to go with Randy Orton on this one, against the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes. And we shall continue to press our luck for the rest of this game. And then we can't really do any more without having more reveals. So I think from that point onwards, that'll be us, for all intents and purposes, done with Last Man Standing, with 11 minutes and 46 seconds left to go. Even with that AJ Lee, I don't think it's going to win. Now it is a tag team of charisma. It's going to be Roman Reigns and Joe Hendry. What a strange tag team that would be. And just to make sure here, I'm going to go ahead and use this microphone because our speed is a little bit lower. We shall indeed press our luck. Okay, and that is the final obstacle, which means these last 4 games will be uninterrupted. So now let's go ahead and use our Triple H here. And a tag team of Liv Morgan and Nia Jax. And we'll indeed press our luck. We only have 2 matches remaining. First one is going to be Power and Speed, which is going to be the Beast Incarnate, Brock Lesnar. And then one final press our luck for one final match of Last Man Standing, with just under 10 minutes to go. May as well go ahead and use this, as it will be a tag team of Kevin Owens and Jake the Snake Roberts against Rio and CM Punk. And with one final victory, we get 10,174 points on Arena 66. We're now on Arena 67. But we don't have any further. I'm going to go ahead and screenshot that one. We don't have any further reveals. And with 9 minutes left, we would be cutting it close if we were to start this anyway. And if we go ahead and look at our leaderboard, it says they're currently ranked 2,889. But in reality, we are currently ranked, oh, actually 2,889. Is that correct? Arena 67. Oh, well, that might be right. 333,464. 343. Ah, okay, so we are a little bit higher ranked than that. It just hasn't updated yet. If we back out, go back in. And we will be doing that in a little second as well. We're now at rank 2,751, which is pretty good. Pretty good, considering that I wasn't putting a tremendous amount of effort into this one. And there is big old Grand Cat with his world title sitting there at rank 2,751, of which we are still the World Heavyweight Champion. We did manage to defend it. And tonight we have to defend the Women's Intercontinental title. And we're also going to try and get some more fans by beating Obafemi in Road to Immortality. So we've got 7.5 minutes left, but that is us, for all intents and purposes, done with Last Man Standing. And let's go ahead and get these other parts. So first up, we're going to buy this portrait pack. Now this portrait pack will only be available for one singular day, and after that, it will be gone. Portrait packs, as far as I'm aware, have never ever returned. So if you do want this image of Jacy Jayne with the NXT title, this is your only opportunity to get it. And I certainly will be going after it. My goodness, there is a lot of chat happening. I'm just waiting for the chat to disappear so that I can take a clean screenshot of this Jacy Jayne. There we are. And we also got a Liv Morgan. Now, we're not going to keep this image, this card here. We just wanted it for the image to be unlocked so that we can use that on other cards. So let's go ahead and claim our free pack next. Got another Maxine Dupree. Oh my goodness. Now, I wasn't looking at the bottom right corner. I didn't see if that said plus 28 or plus 29. So there's a chance of us having something special in here. I don't think we've had anything special in here yet. And why would today be any different? And now let's go in and play our Roll the Ring. And we finally moved down a rank. We moved down a ring. And still, no Eddie Guerreros. We have a 2 in 3 chance of getting another spin, which we did. And next will be a 1 in 3 chance of getting another spin. And then let's go for the one on the right. Dang. Spanner says, has Google Translate just had a fit? I do not know. But we shall go ahead and claim and exit there. We've got Build a Pack, we have Lights Out, and we have Deal of Destiny. Well, let's run through Lights Out. We are playing it entirely for free. Is it possible for us to get all X's? Spanner says, if you get the belt and quit in NXT, don't say that. It's very possible that we might. We got the belt for free in the last video. We only just barely managed to make it around the full circle there. That is heaving. Last Man Standing. Absolutely still the worst game mode in my opinion. People out there that say Boundary Breaker is worse, but no one has ever made you, has forced you to complete Boundary Breaker. Whereas Lights Out does gatekeep belts that are required for things like Road to WrestleMania. So that is more atrocious. We're going to do Deal of Destiny next. So we're starting off with a 6. Oh my goodness. I'm going to say higher than a 6 here, but this could go very, very wrong very, very quickly. As I said, and we are not continuing there. We're just going to claim and exit. That was a waste of everyone's time, that one. We have Build a Pack as the last one here. That's hideous. But we do immediately have the wheel. Top right. Dr. Drago says, you just said Last Man Standing, not Lights Out, your grandness? Did I? Oh my goodness. Must be because I've got Last Man Standing on my mind. Oh, Lights Out. Lights Out is the worst game mode. Last Man Standing's not so bad. We played essentially for free. But no, I was referring to Lights Out. Lights Out is atrocious, at least with Last Man Standing. You can actually play, you can actually interact, you can do things to circumnavigate the obstacles. We got the title belt. Excellent. We don't need it, but we have it. And the American Nightmare Dusty Rhodes, we are going to continue. There's 25 credits, and we've got 50 credits sitting right there. And WrestleMania Eve, Legendary Natalia. And another spin on the wheel. Let's see what we get this time. We got another 50 credits. I thought we were about to get a ×2 multiplier. 5 credits. And another spin on the wheel. Okay, it's probably better than the 5 rare strap picks. Are we going to continue? I'm actually thinking about just accepting that. I mean, we get 100 credits, we've spent 25 credits, so we're plus 75, and we've actually got another 5, so we're actually plus 80. Got a couple of cards there that might be okay. Yeah, I don't think we actually need to continue, so I think we're just going to go ahead and claim an exit. The best thing we could have maybe got is a ×2 multiplier. But even at that, I don't think we really needed it. We can make a pro of that legendary Season 2 Natalia. And I got some credits there. Very nice. Nothing in the Superstore yet. And there is 2 days and 21 hours, which really means it's 1 day and 21 hours, so do keep that in mind. And the event has now ended. Okay. Didn't expect that to have ended so quickly. It says there that we're currently ranked 2,804. And is that correct? It looks to be 343638. 343638 is how many points I have. So it looks like we could be getting a rank around 2,810. We're going to be doing this a little bit later on. Leon says, damn, it's already over. Yes, it ended quicker than you think. But it does mean that we should get the rewards at some stage. Now, before we do this, let's go ahead and combine anything that we need to combine. Such as a Ruthless Aggression Era title, which we can fortify it into an F2. And we will train that up. The Demon Priest. And now let's go into combinables. Which there isn't much here today. But we can catalog Pro. It's Natalia. And now let's jump into WrestleMania Forever. And let's see if we can get one of these Drew McIntyres with a 0.15% chance. That should be locked down. Oh, don't know why that was unlocked. Have to make sure of that. A-Grime says, alright, I'm out, but thank you for the stream. Hope the rest of it goes well. Alright, well, thank you for coming along, A-Grimes. Hope you enjoyed it. The stream will be continuing for a little while. We will be waiting around until we get the Jacy Jayne. And of course, we've got all of these to trade in, as well as crack the case to complete as well. And we've got other things as well, because we have completed one of the quests to get ourselves an El Grande Americano. Ewan Ayasumi, I hope I said your name correctly, says, hi, Grandcat. Hello there. Welcome to the live stream. we have just completed Last Man Standing. We're trying to get ourselves the special edition Drew McIntyre from WrestleMania Forever. Chris Bennett says, Last Man Standing, number 741. Let's go. What rank are you getting? I think I'm around 2,800. I didn't put an awful amount of effort into this one. More than enough to get the card all the way up at Arena 66, but was not prepared to pay credits to try and elevate that any further. Big Cat says currently ranked 536, so a new record for me. Whenever anyone gets their rewards, do let me know and I shall check my rewards as well. I shall see if they have shown up. Oh, not that one. Go with this one. We're now into the rewinds. Spanner says, which is nice. I'm not sure what is nice, but apparently whatever it is very nice, very evil. As you can see, I am currently not reading all the chats. I am just focusing on the game. You'll be reading through the chats a little bit later on, though. So if you do want to get your message read out, make sure that you do stick around. Grand Cat can either play the game or he can read chat. It's very difficult to do both. Kiki Beach says the Grand Cat is 2.5 thousand rank better than a full heroic or half heroic. I believe for it to be in a double is first of all, there's no full and half heroic. They are called double heroics and single heroics pros. And WWE Supercard has made that official. They took my advice. It's not half heroic, it is single heroic and double heroic. So first of all, to get into the rank of like a double heroic, you kind of need to be around the top 500 mark. To get into the rank of a single heroic pro, you need to be in the range of, I think, around the top 2,000. And I think anywhere in the top, I think it's like 6,000 or 7,000 is the equivalent of an event pro. And anything from like 7,000 up to 10,000 will be just weaker than a regular event pro, but still stronger than a regular pro. And of course, anything lower than 10,000 doesn't actually give you the card. So I think that is roughly how it works. At least that is how it used to work. It may not be exactly the numbers that I said, but basically if you want something that's stronger than a double heroic, you do need to be in that top 100. And even at that, it's like more closer to like the top 50 for it to be stronger than a limited edition or such. Oh no, I've only got 3 left. Dang. Someone, I don't know who was there, just asked about the portraits for Jacy Jayne. So let me just go ahead and show you my Jacy Jaynes. Trying to think of where my Jacy Jayne would be. Trying to think of what Jacy Jaynes I currently have. If anyone spots a Jacy Jayne, do let me know. There we go. So there's currently this one with the NXT title over her shoulder like that. This is her Super Showdown image, I believe. But we do have the brand new portrait one, and it's difficult to say which one I prefer. I kind of prefer the look of this one, but I think the belt looks better on this one with the strap actually properly being hung down. looks like it's actually more showcasing the belt, but she does have her eyeshadow. She's got the hair down. That's obviously her wrestling attire, and this is her in her what's known in the business as her promo attire, because this is not what you would typically wrestle in. It is you're showing off, going out there to talk trash to someone. So it's quite cool that you've got that one with the NXT title, but we also have this one with the NXT Championship as well. And as you all know, I do love my championship belts. So I am in a dilemma as to which one of these I want. But one thing I will say is that after the 24 hours are up, you will never be able to get that portrait pack of Jacy Jayne again. So if you do want this image of Jacy Jayne with the title, now is the time to spend 1,000 credits to get it, because you will never be able to get that card again. As far as I'm aware, there's never been a point in history that any of the portrait packs have ever shown up again. So this is one of those points where it's like, do you either want the image or do you not? Because this is the only time you'll be able to get it. Generally, whenever there's a portrait pack, I will always buy it just so I've got access to the image, even if I never use the image, purely just so that it's there in case I need it in the future. Just in case I'm like, you know what, that image actually was really cool. Dang, I wish I had have got that. So always, whenever there's a portrait pack, I always go for it. Not everyone can, of course, get together 1,000 credits every single time that portrait pack comes out. It is a little bit ridiculous to expect. But as a big old YouTuber, big old grandcat, does my best to try and get all of these portrait packs. So those are the two images that I'm thinking about using for my Jacy Jayne. Now let's go into trainable here. WrestleMania 42 and see who we have to train up today. Let's go into combinable. Did we get anything that was of any interest or value to us? Who's it we currently have in the Performance Center? It's BFAB. Okay, so our Lady Flamers still aren't ready. Gunther's are not ready. Charlotte Flairs we haven't even started on. El Grande Americano we haven't started on. And we're just waiting on that BFAB because the other BFAB is ready. And we've somehow managed to grab 2 additional El Grande Americanos, which will be an F2 for us. But we also have, from our quest, we have completed the El Grande Americano here. So let's go ahead and claim our free packs first of all, to give us an original El Grande Americano, which is very cool. We can actually fortify that card, so we can leave that one. And of course, we also have the El Grande Americano, the second one, which will make that into an F3 for us. So let's go ahead and claim this. And we also have the Pro of the Special Edition El Grande Americano as well, which is very cool. And let's change this. Did that say that this Roman Reigns is unlocked? Confusing. I don't think there is any way to lock that one down. But now we will fortify our original El Grande Americano into an F2. And we will train him up. And we do need to level up our second Special Edition El Grande Americano. And then once we pro these 2 El Grande Americanos, that will become an F3 from these guys. We can also fortify our Sensational Sherry into an F3 as well. I think that is all we want to do for the time being. So it's now time for us to dust some of these cards that we do not need. And we will also dust this Jacy Jayne portrait pack as well. Because there's no point in keeping it. It only takes up space. Much needed space. And we'll go for this one here. Which gives us a Brie Bella. Blah. We shall indeed be dusting that one as well. We do not need that. Alright, now that we've got that out of the way, let's do Crack the Case. Chat, someone give me 4 random separate numbers. 4 random separate numbers, guys. Let me hear them. Anywhere from 0 to 9. I shall let one of you choose. MBA7 says 2, 4, 6, 8. So let's go for a 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? Grandcat. Grandcat. Yeah. So 2, 4, 6, 8. It was none of them. Let's go down one then. 1, 3, 5, 7. Oh, okay. We've got a good number there. So we are going to go for a 0 here and a 9 here. We're going to swap these two numbers over for a 3 here and a 1 here. Okay, so the 3 is in the correct position. So we know that this one is the 5. So therefore this one must be the 1 over here. And this one can't be a 3 or a 1. And the only other correct number is a 5. So therefore this one must be a 5. There we are. There is our Crack the Case winnings for today. Not the most exciting rewards. And the next thing we have to do is this. But we'll wait until we get the Jacy Jayne before we jump into that. So for the Obafemi, we need to be in the top 500 to get 200,000 additional fans. For the Becky Lynch Intercontinental Championship, we need to be in the top 500 to retain the women's title. But in both of these, we can go into the store and we can claim our free pack here, which is going to give us 6 rarity draft picks, 7 additional event tokens, and 200 super coins. We've got 6 draft picks here. Well, the waiting in network is taking forever. All that for a flying Brian Pillman. I think that flying Brian Pillman we might actually be able to make into a pro of the foil. And a Xavier Woods. In fact, actually, I'll leave them just now. We won't dust those just yet. Yes, indeed we can. And we're only just going to go for a Silver Star Pro here. So this one is 20,502. This one is 16,173. Go with a lower number. And we are indeed going to combine these. We're not going to bother getting the 100 matches. We're literally just doing it for the star. There we are. We have got our Pro Foil Flying Brian Pillman, which we shall indeed lock down to keep that one. And we're going to go ahead and wait for the Jacy Jaynes to arrive before we continue. All right, time to start reading through the chat. Let's see what it was. Where were we? Lights Out sucks, free to play. Lights Out of my card game. Agent Worthy says, Grand Cat, I was about to leave to go on a cruise when Eon Corey Graves event card happened, and I got lucky and got 7,000. Oh, congratulations. A. Graham says, BB and Lights Out both need to go away, in my honest opinion. Dr. Draggle says, you just said, oh yeah, okay, I read that part out. Spanner says, I don't mind BB, I think that's Bounce Breaker, as it's never compulsory unless you really want to whale the prize card. A. Graham says, I don't play Last Man Standing, but I can understand why others would like it just fine. M8A7 says, I love Build-A-Pack. Me too. It used to be terrible. It's now become really, really fun. I hope they never change the way that it works again. Caden Booker says, if Supercard did another legendary tier, I would actually love it. That would be interesting. Although I think that Supercard probably has some additional ideas for other tiers that they've got going forward. I'm sure we'll get all sorts of crazy things like Tempest and Mire and Ink and so on that we will see in the future. So I don't think there needs to be any reuse of tiers, not just yet. But yeah, it could be interesting if we got something similar to Legendary. Graham says, the actual Wheel of Fortune. Futurona says, hi, Grandcat. Futurona says, oh my god, I was so close to your rank. Oh, really? Futurona says, I'm ranked 3,400. Ah. Sort of Rage says, how's it going, Mr. Grandcat? Well, it is, where are we, like 2,800 odds? 2,810. Takato says, did Last Man Standing in? It did indeed. Spire says, in just this moment, yes. Kiki Beach says, he's a Grandcat. He's a Grandcat is 2,500 rank better than Half Rogue. Aha, I answered that one. Caden Bigger says, I'm happy with my rank. Did way better than I thought I would. Oh, fantastic. Chris Bennett says, Last Man Standing, number 741, let's go. Blinked Can't Miss says, I was able to get rank 1,322 free to play, which is my best rank yet. Congratulations. Spanner says, I think this was a low played Last Man Standing. Quite a few people doing way better than normal for complete free to play. Yes, Spanner, there's two reasons for that. Generally, the closer you get to the end of the tier, the less people care about what's called a PvP event. That is player versus player. That is the equivalent of the likes of Last Man Standing or People's Choice Champion or something like that. So generally, the closer to the end of the tier, the less people are interested in getting a high ranking version of that card. But also, it depends on who the person is. If instead of Jacy Jayne, this was, for example, an image of CM Punk with the world title, you would see a lot more people playing to get that card. Or if it was the equivalent of, you know, Roman Reigns or perhaps even Cody Rhodes or something like that, then you would see there would be a lot more interest in that. Or if it was a Rhea Ripley with the title, then people would go absolutely crazy for that. So it all depends on how much the card is needed or how much the card is wanted as to how many people play. Big the Cat says, my mailbox is full of only rarity picks. Yes, I think I'm trying to do the same. Banner says, I've decided I'm not at all my rarity draft picks are getting annoyed at missing Trick. I'm going to use them in the new tier to head start it. Actually, Spanner, that's a very interesting thing that you just said. The whole reason that the Rarity draft pick last limited edition card exists is to get people to use up all their Rarity draft picks before the new tier starts. Because what people used to do was they used to hoard all their Rarity draft picks, and then when the new tier started, once they got into the new tier, they would use all their Rarity draft picks so that they had a whole bunch of cards from the new tier. So the reason that the limited edition card appears in the last week of the tier, right before a new tier happens, is 100% to get people to use up all their rarity draft picks that they have saved up for the entire tier, to use them all there instead of using them all in the new tier. So you are correct. That is what to do if you don't care about the limited edition Trick Williams. Then just go ahead and keep your rarity draft picks for the brand new tier and get all the new stuff before everyone else. Caden Booker says, first rank card, green, silver, since Legion Roman Reigns, from I don't even remember what mode. Spanner says, last time I burned around 400 rarity draft picks and I didn't get the Kyrie until they fixed it after tearing up. You're welcome for that, Spanner. I don't think they would have done that if it hadn't been for a big old Grand Cat opening his big old angry mouth repeatedly and consistently to let them know that I was not happy, and they were like, fine, if we can please that one angry cat, at least that one will keep its mouth shut, and then the rest of the players will seem slightly happier. So once bitten, twice shy on rare to draft board special cards. I won Asylum. I won Asylum? Okay, I won Asylum. It says, thoughts on Jacy Jayne portrait? Is this her best image? I did answer that one. M8A7 says, hey guys, what is the Ruthless Aggression era belt used for? And let's go ahead and take a look, shall we? The Ruthless Aggression era belt gives you... It gives you the Kurt Angle on the WrestleMania Forever. But do remember that in order to claim this part here, you do need to have the previous belts, the Attitude Era belt, and the Golden Era belt in order to claim the rest of those rewards, because you need all of these belts in order and to get all of the different rewards that come after it. Spanner says, Ember SSD? Super SmackDown? Super Showdown? Yes. Oh, you were trying to tell me what my Jacy Jayne card was. Is Volksky says, can we start a petition to get rid of Lights Out? Petitions work for legal documentation. I don't think it works on WWE Supercard. But what does work on WWE Supercard is a big old Grand Cat meowing loudly and complaining about stuff until it gets fixed. And that does tend to change things. And I have been very, very vocal for quite some time now about how much I dislike Last Man Standing. So we can only hope that they will listen at some point soon. Raymond says hi. Hello, Raymond. Lil4Z official says, how long does it usually for the rewards to get into your mailbox? I assume that was how long does it usually take, and the take got removed. So it can vary. Sometimes they have been as fast as 15, 20 minutes, half an hour. Other times it's taken up to 2-3 hours for them to show up. Spanner says, I normally see them after about an hour. So Reed says, as short as 30 minutes to an hour, on average results may vary. I think everyone's all saying exactly what I just said. Is Volky says, I've pulled so many OG Americanos, I can't make 2 F3s. Lowe's4's official says, okay. Jeffrey says, I'm still about 11,000 away from Roman. Don't worry, I'm at 485,000, so I think you should be able to get that 11,000 without any serious problem. There's a whole bunch of numbers here. Oh, the numbers. That was me asking for the... Crack the case ones. Sword Rage says, I'm just missing the Lights Out belt for my Roman, but I'm at like 368,000 score. Got 2 Drews. Oh, I haven't even got a single one yet. One at the 0.05% rate and one after the change to 0.15. So I got that going for me. Well, what's happened there is you've used up all your luck getting the Drew McIntyres. You haven't saved any luck for completing Lights Out. That's what you need to do. You need to change that around. My guy Hunter says, hello, Scratchy Cat. Scratchy Cat. It's not the name that I normally go by. Tends to be grand. That's Scratchy. And my guy Hunter says, where did you finish in Last Man Standing? Currently 2,810, it says. Spanner says, rickshaw tier coming up. I forgot about that. Oh, right. So it said something about it's going to be transportation, and there's jokes of like, so is it going to be plane, car, boat, submarine, yacht, rowing boat, and Spanner came up with rickshaw. It's going to be rickshaw tier. My guy says, wow, I was unbelievably behind. Ayo Duke says, hello. Duke, he is a long-standing member of the Grand Cat Grand Fleek. Hello, Ayo Duke. Thank you for coming along. Always wonderful to see you. And Stardash and Blast. What's up, Cat? Hope you're well. I'm glad to see you as well. It's always nice when I recognize people. Long-standing member of the Grand Cat Grand Fleets. Jeffers says, I'm 8,106 or something like that. Thrasher GT40 says, hi, Grand Cat. You remember that static Cody is a title image that you can barely see? Did you know the WrestleMania 42 Cody is also a title image that you can barely see? Well, Thrasher GT, I shall show you the Cody Rhodes image that I am currently using. My Cody Rhodes is Cody Rhodes down arrow? I think he is. See the down arrow, he's up arrow. There is my Cody Rhodes image that I am currently using. It is Iron Man Cody Rhodes, who does not have the title, but he does have his American Patriot suit. It feels like Supercard just refused to give us a proper Cody title image. Well, until they do give us a title image, this is the one that I'm going to be using. My guy Hunter says, same. I'm at the same amount of fame as you and no Drew. Jeffer says, I have not gotten Drew yet either. Soul Rage says, electric scooter tier. Christopher Wise says, hi. Hello, Christopher Wise. Yeet, man. Yeet. Said hi. And Elts Volsky said, rewards out. Oh my goodness. The time, in the words of the great Jim Ross, good old JR, the time has arrived. And I have been lied to. The Grand Cat has been lied to. Now, let me ask you something, son. Why would you lie to a big old Grand Cat? Why would you say the rewards are out when big old Grand Cat doesn't have such rewards? Spanner says mine isn't yet. They must be being rolled out, so hopefully they will be out soon enough. I shall check the rewards once again up here. Nope, my rewards are not yet out. So I guess we shall just have to wait. I shall talk with the chat in the meantime. In the meantime, remember to stay hydrated. I have a bottle of water here next to me. And it's very important to keep yourself hydrated, especially when you're doing a one-man show on YouTube and talking to your entire chat. You know, just got the Mortal Kombat a Legacy Collection on Xbox today. It was on sale, I think 35% off. And I thought, well, why not? And I completed Mortal Kombat Trilogy with both Sub-Zero and Scorpion. And then I completed Mortal Kombat 3 Ultimate with Shang Tsung. There's some cool little things that they've got in the game. They've got one-button fatalities, which is nice. You can also extend how long the fatalities go on for, like the little timer at the end. And you can also change the difficulty settings, which makes things slightly less obnoxious for taking on big old Emperor Shao Kahn at the end of Mortal Kombat 3, who is an absolute nightmare to take down. He is just a very, very broken character. Agent Worley says rewards are out now. Jeffer says, when is the Trick Williams limited edition going to be in the registered draft board? Well, it'll be when we have 7 days left in the game, and currently we have 8 days and 21 hours left on WrestleMania 42. So that means in 1 day and 21 hours. Adrian Worley says, do you have any good tricks or any good tips on how to get good charisma without Liv Morgan for the last stage in campaign? Well, if you've got any equipment that boosts charisma for any particular females, those would certainly help. Indeed. Yes, Volky says I'm 4,849. Agent Worthy says rewards are out now. Spanner says I used an F3 Soul Ruka and a Steph from Battle Pass. Stardash and Blast says, can I have done really well since coming back? Super happy. Oh, Cat, I have done really well. Okay. I have all new WrestleMania Forever cards except for Rock and Drew. And pros of all, except for Brock and Charlotte. I got 120 picks from Build-A-Pack. 120 rarity draft picks from Build-A-Pack. How did you save the rarity draft picks from Build-A-Pack? I'm very curious as to how you managed to do that. Denson says rewards is out. Dr. Jackal says there's a Born to Conquer pack on store with 25% chance on Charlotte. That's better than the 10% chance. Really? 25% chance getting the Charlotte Flair. Ooh, the special credits has came out. Contains one of the following. Man, there's a lot of cards there. Okay, what has the highest percentage chance from these? There's normally something that has like an 8% chance that's normally garbage. So there we're getting into the 2% chances. Oh, this is actually the highest chance we've ever had to get this John Cena that I'm still missing. Can you believe? £7.39 for 1,500 credits. How much does 1,500 credits normally cost? Well, you can get 2,600 credits for £14.89. So that'd be £14.80. So, yes, it gives you about an extra 200 credits for your money. So this is the 10% chance, the Queen's Crown. I was told that there was a 25% chance with the Charlotte Flair. What pack is it? The 25% chance of the Charlotte Flair? Can someone let me know who it was? Dr. Jackal says there's a Born to Conquer pack on the store. With the backstage store. Ah, right. Okay, so not on the actual store. Okay. Stardash and Blast says, sadly, I couldn't save them. Sorry if I sound like I could. Okay. I had to use them all right there, and then afterwards. Very unfortunate. Bruno says, is there a catch on Lights Out? No, Lights Out is purely luck-based, and there's nothing you can do about it. There is no realistic tips or tricks. The best tip or trick that I have for you is apparently if you go around the outside, you've got a higher chance of getting the cards, but even then, that barely works. So, Christopher Wires says, hi, Chris Wires. Sparrow says, not quite special enough, in my opinion. Web store. Dr. Jack says, backstage. Yes, I worked that out myself. So let's go ahead and see if our rewards have came in. The last man standing rewards have finally shown up. Let's go ahead and screenshot this. We got number 2,811. Let's go ahead and claim there. So there is our Jacy Jayne, rank 2,811. We are, of course, locking that one down. And now let's train her up. And we're going to change her image. So we've got two images that we could go for here. We've got this one, or we have this one. And I think I'm going to stick with this one. I think this one looks better. for the background of the Jacy Jayne card, but I do always enjoy having a title on my wrestlers and keeping with that. We're going to go ahead and just use these two here. That will be a maxed level Jacy Jayne. And there's the stats for my Jacy Jayne, which is 1.030 million. And no, actually, we'll go for the toughness first. 935.3 thousand in toughness, 1.030 million in charisma, 1.074 million in speed, and 1.182 million in power. Very nice to see. Let's see how that ranks with the rest of our females. So at the moment, she is just a little bit stronger than our fortified one, Jacy Jayne. Our Izzy Dame, or Jacy Jayne. And if we play 10 games with her in Wild, that should get her variant maxed out. And then, of course, the rest of it is in doing her matches. So let's go ahead and dust some cards now. Actually, we'll keep those two. I'm hoping we've got a few more cards to dust here. I see Sword Rage has some false information there. I'll read that in a second, and I will explain why that is false in just a moment. Now, ideally, I would like to try and keep these rewind cards so that I can dust them when we get the rare to draft pick of Trick Williams on the board. But now let's go into Wild here. We will swap you out for the Jacy Jayne. And who do we need to combine? Lady Flamer says it's new. It's not. It's an absolute lie. Let's see here. We do want to try and level up these El Grande Americanos. Want to try and get the Pro Gunther, but we also want to try and get the Pro of our F3 El Grande Americano, which will clear up a little bit of space for us. So we're going to work on them as well. There we are. That will do. We're going to swap these over. For some toughness and some speed. Bunch of tail belts. The real OTC, which presumably this is Roman Reigns' actual account. Because, I mean, why would someone lie? What benefit would they have in that? So we have to assume that they are 100% telling the truth. My goodness, we're not winning that one. And I put our regular El Grande Americano in, which we do manage to win that one. And of course, we want to try and use as many of these Jacy Jayne matches as possible. There we are. There's our brand new Jacy Jayne. Picking up the win for us. Oh my gosh, that was great. So that is 1. We still have 9 left. We just... Oh, no, we did win. So we were just a little bit weaker there. But we did manage to pull off that victory. Let's go ahead and use this one, which is slightly higher toughness than it does speed. What is the best up arrow female? Probably the League's Nia Jax, if she is indeed up arrow. I think I have her as an up arrow, but I'm not sure whether she's naturally an up arrow or if I just changed that. Someone will need to remind me. The Super El Grande Americano. My guy Hunter says Lola Vice campaign is the best natural up arrow. I think he's trying to complete the campaign, so I don't think that is the... I don't think that's the most helpful Vice banner. Also saying Lola Vice. Yeah, I think he's probably asking for the up arrow one. Nia Jax is naturally a right arrow. I think in Last Man Standing. Go ahead and view deck. Yes, I had changed my Nia Jax to up arrow, but no, apparently she is not naturally an up arrow. So that is unfortunate. Team ring nomination has now begun, so I need to set up my team, which means swapping out this with our weakest female, because females are not used in Last Man Standing, and we probably have a stronger male at this point. Apparently it's this Roman Reigns. Apparently the Brock Lesnar's our next best one. Must be because of the equipment that we have attached. Oh, I guess I still haven't trained up this double heroic Jacob Fatu. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and just do this. I do not care. There. Those shall be trained up as I play through. Now, you're not supposed to do that. You're absolutely not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to use the team for training up your cards, but these cards should be significantly more powerful than anything that we come up against. So I think that should be fine. If people are losing matches because of my cards, I will swap them out to stronger cards later on, but that should help. Dr. Drago says, my rank on Jacy Jayne made me laugh. 6664. Ah. Got a 666 in your ranking. Let's see here, with even just one variant, you can see that we have moved up a rank here. We've now overtaken the Nikki Bella. So let's continue doing a couple more games of Wild. Try and get our Jacy Jayne's variants maxed out at least. And then we shall go and take on Road to Immortality. Against Becky Lynch, Becky 2 belts. Power and Charisma, well, that seems about as good a time as any to go with this El Grande Americano against King of Kings Triple H. We don't stand a chance. And then it's going to be speed here with this El Grande Americano. Against the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. In my unbiased opinion, that was the right outcome, says Mean Gene Okerlund. So that is 2 wild games on our Jacy Jayne. Agent Worthy with an entire autobiography of a text there. My goodness. I'm going to have to use this here, but I think we will probably lose this match. It's Eddie Guerrero and Chad Gable. Oh, we could actually win. It seems. Agent Worthy says, should I just DM you the message? Do not ever DM the Grand Cat, because I will never read it, and it will only lead to you being upset that I did not read your messages. I get tons of DMs every single day, and I do not have enough time to read all of them. I also have a Discord server with over 600 people in it. I have a YouTube channel with over 8,000 wonderful Grand Cat Grand Fleet members that leave wonderful comments on my videos every single day. I also have a Telegram group that I try to reply to people there. And then, in general, I have messages from friends on the likes of Messenger and Telegram, and even they find it difficult to get hold of me. It's much, much easier to get hold of me in a public setting, such as on my Discord server, or even to get hold of someone that isn't Big Ol' Grand Cat. But DMing me directly will almost certainly, unless it is an absolute dire emergency, get ignored. And it is not through any fault of my own. It is simply because there is a singular Grand Cat, and there is a magnificent, wonderful amount of the Grand Cat Grand Fleet. I just do not get the time that I want to respond to every single one of you. You even will see times when Big Ol' Grand Cat will leave a heart on one of your YouTube messages, but without a comment, the heart literally just says that I have read your comment, but unfortunately I've not had enough time to give a proper reply to it, so I can only apologize if you have ever seen that. If your comment doesn't get a heart, it means that YouTube has not informed me that you have left a comment. So that is another thing that happens as well. I think we do need to get rid of a couple of different cards here, because we are now sitting with only 2 spaces. So I think it's time for us to get rid of a couple of rewinds here. I did want to try and keep them. Livifia says, hi, Big Ol' Grand Cat. Hello there. Thank you for coming along to my live stream. And now, that'll give us a little bit more space. Another original El Grande Americano of the regular draft board. Harris Interviews says, hey, Grand Cat, how are you tonight? I'm good. We just got the Jacy Jayne. We are trying to level the Jacy Jayne up by completing her variant, by using her in Games Wild. That is, as we finally have an F3 of the original El Grande Americano, which we are indeed going to train up. Not sure what it is that we have left. I think it might have to be a WrestleMania card. I think we're going to have to get rid of a Danhausen, because we already have, actually, before we do. So we might need that one. Maybe it'll be this Jacob Fatu. Now, I want to take a look at my male WrestleMania 42 cards in classic view. This Danhausen is merely an F2, and it was not giving me the opportunity to fortify him. That's what I suspected. So we now have an F3 Danhausen as well. And we're going to go ahead and use this Liv Morgan here. to get him up to F3. We're going to have an F3 regular Danhausen, and we have an F3 of the foil Danhausen. That's what I like to see. Okay, we've now got a little bit more space here for our draft picks. Oh no, I'm beginning to feel a little bit tired. Leon says, damn, not an autobiography. Asian World says, I will just post this in Soul Chat. Liv Ifia says, managed to get 1,610 in Last Man Standing. Jacy is my favourite, so happy. Do remember there's a portrait pack of Jacy Evans, so make sure to grab that if you want it. Don't go missing out on getting Jacy Jayne with her NXT title, a second image of Jacy Jayne with the NXT title. I think Livifia, if that is how you pronounce your name, I am just going to rename Liv in my mind, so it is a little bit faster and easier to say. If you are okay with that, please let me know. If you are not okay with that, certainly make sure to let me know, because I never want to call any of my grandcat... Oh my god, well, you don't need that one anymore, because we just got an F3. I don't want to go calling any of my grandcat Grand Fleet members by the wrong name. I want to make sure that you're all called exactly what you enjoy being called, and that I am not. I am just going to go ahead and dust that El Grande Americano, because we already have an F3 of them. We don't need to go having multiple F3s of things. Leon says, did you just say Jacy Evans? Did I? I meant to say Jacy Jayne, but maybe I was thinking of Lacey Evans. Oh my goodness. We got a rewind Damien Priest, which we do not need, so we will be dusting that one. And we will be dusting all of them. We don't need any of those. Spanner says only one F3 El Grande Americano amateur. Ugh, I'm not going out my way to do this again. Multiple F3 special edition Joe Hendrys, especially when we've got a new tier right around the corner. There is absolutely no need for me to go getting that many. We already have an F3 original El Grande Americano. We already have an F2 Bravo, an F2 Rail. We've got the F1 of the Bravo Americano up here. We are working towards making an F3 of the new El Grande Americano, as well as the limited edition or the special edition of the El Grande Americano as well. So we've got far too many without having to try and make even more original El Grande Americanos, and we're still at 490 of 500, and we are now getting rid of WrestleMania 42 cards. So that is absolutely dire. So we do not 100% need any more original El Grande Americanos. No, sir. No, thank you. Shan't be doing that. Let's just continue. Try and get 7 more wins on our Jacy Jayne in Wild. Doesn't need to be wins, it just needs to be played. Okay, it is going to be power first. Go ahead and use this El Grande Americano. It looks like he's going to lose to this Joe Hendry. This is a tag team, Speed and Charisma. Stardash and Blast says, what is the highest LMS rank you've ever got? I've got a Braun Strowman at 50 back in Season 4. I have a Seth Rollins that I really, really wanted, and I got rank number 68, which was one higher than 69. But that Seth Rollins was particularly egregious because it wasn't a Last Man Standing that people were ignoring. Because it was Seth Rollins and it was a very, very cool image of him, everyone on the planet played for that. So where I got rank 68 on that one, on something like this Jacy Jayne, I would probably have been in rank 10. I'd probably be in the top 10 of that one. So it all goes to picking your battles, and I decided to choose extremely hard mode because it was one that I really wanted, that Seth freaking Rollins from Forged tier, I believe. However, since then, I've said that I would never do that again because it cost so much money and so much time and effort to grind all the way there, to buy so many reveals and so many blocks in order to progress up to that point. And by the end of it, I was absolutely exhausted. And then a couple of weeks later, there was a new tier, and then that Seth Rollins wasn't used from that point onwards. And I was thinking, well, why did I bother? Oh, my goodness. Big old yawn from Big Old Grandcat. And his banner says, you'll regret it if the AA title comes up and it needs 50 El Grande Americanos. Oh, no. Well, yes, if the AAA Championship ever comes up, you are all set to get #1 on that one. Spanner says, I got the Roman mess way back in the day at number 31. Deleted it in a massive clear up back then when the deck size was tiny. Oh my goodness, Spanner, why? Why would you ever delete something so precious to you? Bruno says, I need to get the second Grand Americano. What you should try and get is a Grand Cato. The Grand Americato, I suppose. Spanner says, Goliath Roman Last Man Standing. I think I have that Roman still. I shall need to check. Harrison for you says Triple H Cataclysm got #4. Oh my goodness, #4? That is tremendous. Jimmy Williams says hi. Spanner says 4. Wow. Bruno says I'm trying. I'm trying is just hard. I got 0 luck. I don't think luck has anything to do with Last Man Standing. Well, maybe it does to a certain point. I mean, once you get much further into it, yes, you do need the luck of hitting the reveals and the blocks and such. Of the obstacles. Now let's see here. We're talking about that Roman Reigns. This is all messed up. We need to back out and go back in. I don't know why the binder messes up on occasion. Oh, the El Grande Americano. Ah, I see. That is what happens when the conversation moves around. Okay, there we are. The binder is in its correct format now. So here is the limited editions. And then after that, we go into the ranked cards here. So Goliath Roman Reigns. What season was that? Did I not go for that one? Is this Goliath? No, this is Legion. Goliath Roman Reigns. Did I go past it? Do I not have it? It seems really weird for me to not go after an event card. I'll go ahead and check here. Card catalog. Goliath tier. No, I didn't go after it. Wow. I also didn't go after the Randy Orton either. I went for the Ric Flair. Huh. Back in season 4. Maybe I was just burned out from Last Man Standings at that point. But that's very interesting. Hmm. Because I think this Bill Goldberg was the first double heroic that you could get, which I did. Probably I didn't go after this gobbledygooker either. Maybe I just wasn't playing the game as seriously back then. I don't even remember an event for the Gold. I remember getting this Miz and I remember being disappointed by it. I got the Stone Cold, I got the Sami Zayn, got the Rusev. I have no memory of there being an event gobbledygooker. I remember getting this Andrade as well. Weird. Oh, there's the Seth Rollins I was talking about. Rank number 68. Forged Tier from season 7, and that was me. I said, right, that's it. Never doing that again. That was atrocious. That was me. I was good and done after that point there. Interesting. Now there you can see all my numbered cards as they are all progressing along. And then it goes into the old school season 1 event cards. Roman Reigns, Neville, Undertaker, Randy Orton, Sami Zayn, etc. Unfortunately, I did have to delete a whole bunch of season 2 event cards. I kept the ones that I wanted, but there are ones that I had that are still in the card catalog, but I don't have the physical ones. And I believe this was the first ever card that you could get in Heroic. And that was back in season 4. And also this was at the point where I didn't understand the purpose of having a double heroic. It's like, well, I don't see why you would have to do that. Just get one heroic and then it gives you the little spikes and everything that you want. I'm not actually sure what my first double heroic was. Presumably it was this Goldberg. Huh. And then after that, I started getting them progressively. There you can see the Seth Rollins was Single heroic, and this was a double heroic with the Samoa Joe here. And then from that point onwards, I started going after the double heroics. So, yeah, there we go. Interesting. Anyway, back to what we were doing, which is playing wild. Sardash and Blast is with Alexa with that title, that tier. Harrison Review says, my first was Bray Wyatt, Double Fiend, and Funhouse Heroic Double. I'm pretty sure that the Firefly Funhouse card wasn't available as a heroic, because I vaguely remember that event being both the Bray Wyatt and the Fiend in the same event. If memory serves correctly. There you can see it. So I think you got this Firefly Funhouse Bray Wyatt first, and then the card after it was the Fiend, both part of Cataclysm. And then once you completed it the second time, that's what gave you the heroic of the Fiend. Harrison Few says that's right. So yeah, I don't think it was actually possible to get this one in double heroic. It was only the Fiend Bray Wyatt that you could get in the double heroic. Now, what's interesting is this one has actually lost its background because this used to have an animation on it. This has happened with a few different cards. You can see that this still has the animation. You can still see the little planet in the background. This one lost its animation, but has gotten it back. At one point, this was just a static background. But if we look back at previous ones, previous event cards here, this AJ Styles used to have animation on it as well. In the background, it had a kind of shine as sort of shimmer to it, which it has lost over the years. This Triple H used to have a pro animation as well, that the Raw and the SmackDown would be zooming by, like, sort of like, like cars, like kind of like super fast. So it's lost that animation there. Do these still have the animation? Okay, that still has the animation behind it. These used to have an animation as well, that the money in the background used to flow. This also used to have an animation in the background. So it seems that anything from Season 2 backwards no longer has animation. This used to have a kind of charcoal burn effect to the back of it. And this used to have a kind of flaming background, which has all disappeared. And these used to have a pretty cool little almost Matrix style effect to the background of them. And this also, I never got the pro of this one. That was a PvP event card, and it had this kind of flaming little thing. Back then, it was only the top 1,000 players that got the card, I believe. And you also had to be significantly higher ranked to get the pro. I can't remember exactly what it was. I mean, this is Season 1. This is from 12 years ago, but I'm pretty sure that was top 1,000, not top 10,000, which really put people off. And of course, my very first event pro is all the way on page 1 that I grinded for ages. There he is. It is the King of Kings, Triple H, which was the first one that I went out of my way to make a proper pro of. There were other ones that I had. The first event card I ever got was Sting, but I never got him into a pro. I only got one of them. And this Seth Rollins still haunts me to this day because I was seconds away from getting the pro of him before the event ended, and I was so disappointed. I remember that my phone was running out of charge and I was in a train station waiting to get back home, and I was putting I like the little socket that's meant for cleaners to use for cleaning the station. I was putting my phone charger in that and still trying to play right up until like the very end, and I ran home and I plugged my phone in and I played it right up to the very last second, and just missed out on getting the pro Seth Rollins. I was literally, I think, one match away, and I was so annoyed back then. Oh, good heavens. Right, how are we doing with our Jacy Jayne? We've got 7 out of 10. We want to do 3 more Wild Match with the Jacy Jayne. That will complete out her... We'll complete out her variants. And then we will do Road to Immortality. And then once we finish Road to Immortality, that will be the end of today's live stream. So that is what we are going for there. Dr. Dragon says, my first double heroic and only double was Alexa Bliss Ember. Ali Mage says, change taker image. Change taker image? To what? Liv says, my first event card was that SummerSlam Drew McIntyre, the brickwork design one. Ah, yes, I remember that time. Liv said, butchered the spelling of Drew. Spanner says, that Drew on the card had such a horrid look. Same with the Bobby Roode from the same tier. Yes, because the image of the Drew McIntyre came with a brick line over the card. So if you use that image on any other card, it still had the brick line on it, which was absolutely ridiculous. Harris says, I did get that Fatu double heroic. And Ali Mage says, why they remove the... I think he's trying to say animation. It was very nice. Yes, it was. I don't think they deliberately removed the animation. I think it just falls off and disappears with the cards being so old that the coding that was used for it has somehow been deleted, probably to save space at some point. And I think it's literally the animation is probably still there. It's just the code to link it to the animation has disappeared. Is I think that is exactly what happened with the Firefly Funhouse Bray Wyatt, because that did lose its background animation for a while, and it's now came back. Spanner says they needed to sell the hard drives. Not only are they selling the servers, but they are selling the hard drives as well. When will it stop? Lousy TKO and their budget cuts, all because UFC is doing horrendously. It's doing dire times. And TKO are treating WWE Supercard, or treating WWE in general, as a piggy bank. Which is very, very rude of them. So they're taking all the money that WWE is making and filtering it over to UFC. That's not why the show is bad at the moment, but it certainly doesn't help it. Just need to do 2 more. Oh my goodness, I am very, very tired. Very suddenly, actually. Could go for a big old grand snooze. But we have to retain our Women's Intercontinental Championship. Not sure I'm going to stay up for Raw tonight. If we can get some sleep, I would rather have that than be up bright and early, bushy-tailed, to maybe do some more Mortal Kombat unboxings. You may have seen the Katana unboxing went up earlier today. Princess Katana of Edenia. Oh my god. I'm very tired. There we are. Oh, this person has 2 Lolonic eyes. Now, I think I still have one more match to go. We do indeed, and that will be Jacy Jayne's variants maxed out. Oh no. And even with that, we still managed to pick up the win. I was kind of hoping to get that without the little stamps on it, but whatever, we'll make do. And we'll go for this El Grande Americano. Okay, good. So, let's take a quick look at our Jacy Jayne before we do anything else here. So, with our variants maxed out, of course, she still has to get 89 more matches. She is just stronger than our F3 Stephanie Vacour, and just a little bit weaker than our Nia Jax, who does have this equipment on her. Okay, that's pretty good. So let's take a look at the Obafemi match first of all. So rewards for up and down arrow and a bonus for Otis. And to get in the top 500, we need to have over 51.8 million. And currently our deck, is not particularly fantastic. Oh, it's exclusively toughness. That's why. All right. Well, time to unequip all the equipment. And in leagues, we want to swap over all the momentum as well. And we'll make that all into females. Just for the time being. Harrison Few says, have you not got the match variant so you can skip half the games for Jacy? Have you not got the match variant? Have you not got the match variant so you can skip half the games for Jacy? Do you mean the support that maxes out variants? Because I sure as hell wouldn't use that on something like Wild that's easy enough to do in the space of like half an hour. I would maybe be more inclined to use it on something like Money in the Bank or something like that if I was going to do something like that. But I think for that, no, I don't think we need to worry that much about that, if I'm completely honest. Now we want to put in the best equipment first of all. So in terms of toughness, Rad Roy Pepper gets a bonus for the toughness here. Shinsuke Nakamura would get a bonus on toughness. And I don't think we've got a Shinsuke Nakamura that we can use here. None that are particularly good enough. I don't think we've got anything else. Well, we do have one other thing actually. The Undertaker can hold the hardcore title because he was a hardcore champion. That'll give him a boost to toughness as well. I think the rest of this, we're just looking for toughness here. Razor Ramon has a toothpick, but I don't think we've got anything special that can work with that. Got another hardcore title, but I don't think we've got any other hardcore champions that are up on this tier. Got the Logan Paul drone, but we don't have a Logan Paul in WrestleMania 42 tier that is a pro yet. And yeah, I think we're just going to try and find the best possible toughness that we can. I hate the way that it makes you attach equipment to the Immortals. Actually, we could turn that Immortal into Undertaker. And we could give him this hardcore title. But then I equally don't know if I care enough, because I feel like we should be able to get into the top 500 without needing to resort to such tactics. But it's something I can keep in mind if I want to do that later on. That gives a tremendous amount of toughness. I think we're just going to equip anything that has plus toughness on it. If you guys see anything that gives toughness, do let me know. It's possible the big old Grand Cat could miss it. I'm just going to go ahead and attach this one. Actually, this gives 135,000 toughness as well. Let's go ahead and shuffle this one. Ugh. Not prepared to pay more than that. And then those are all arrow changers. Wow, those boots are pretty terrible. Okay, now what gets the boosts here? Up and down arrows. So anything that's not an up or a down arrow, we'll change to an up or a down arrow. The ruler Obafemi. Wow, that boom Matt Cardona is really low down in terms of toughness. It is normally much, much higher. Now let's see if there's any left or right arrows that actually improve toughness. So that is charisma. Speed and toughness. Okay, that's one. That's charisma and speed. Charisma, power and charisma. Speed, ability, charisma, ability. Okay, so this is the last one. Now click autofill. So currently we're doing between 47.71 and 61.57, but we are going to put the momentum on our Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, Jake the Snake, and Roddy Piper. So weirdly, it's not that limited edition Roman Reigns because his toughness isn't quite as big as some of the other ones. The Brock Lesnar and the Undertaker is the last one. Now we can get between 48.06 million and 62.28, and we need to try and beat 51.8 here. So let's go ahead and play. So we need to see a couple of crits here. Okay, that was a decent number of crits. We got 58 million, which is pretty strong. And that should put us into the top 500. And if we check our leaderboard, it's not updated just yet. But if we back out and go back in, Spanish says top 50 easy. Just need to wait for it. Still hasn't updated. Back out one more time. Sometimes it takes a little second. Depend on any number of different things. As to how many people are playing. As to how many people are on the server. As opposed to how on fire the server is. Okay, we are currently ranked 33, and we need to be in the top 500, so I think we are quite happily safe there. Okay, so the next thing to do is to go into our equipment and detach all. It is now time for us to defend our Women's Intercontinental Championship. Spanner says, told me. I think he means told. Oh, he says told you. It's just, apparently, yeah is me in some other language. It has been badly translated. Let's see here. Harris interviews says, go on the cars. There was a match thing next to it, having a plus arrow, which means you can skip some games. What? Hang on. If I go to needs matches here, the plus thing? Yeah, that means we need to use one of these. We are absolutely not using these here. We only have a limited number of them. You only get them from using credits performance center. So yeah, no, we're not using those up. Absolutely not. No, thank you. So this one is all power and speed. So let's first of all edit our deck. So those are our top females in terms of power and speed. Oh, our Ember Stephanie Vacour is still in here. Oh my goodness, that is not a good sign. We are going to have to try our best here. Let's take a quick look at our females. Females, all of them. And see if there's anything that needs to be leveled up here. Okay, I think we were just going to have to work with what we have. Rather unfortunately. Message held for review. Perhaps someone saying something particularly rude. Okay, so the Soul Ruka Surfboard gives to plus speed. We want to attach anything that gives plus speed or to plus power. Liv Morgan has something, but I can't remember what it is. It's plus charisma. That's not helpful. Do we have anything else that helps you? We've got kerosene umbrellas, of course. We've got the Lady Flamer mask. Okay, we'll go and equip them. Oh, it just occurred to me that we haven't finished our Lady Flamer yet, have we? $16 more games. Dang. How much does it cost? 100 credits. I don't really want to go doing that. Though it would help. Sucks. Okay, if we need it, then we can do that later. But in the meantime, we are not going to do that just now. If we can hold off on it. We can give the Kairosenes their umbrellas. So we have 3 of them. We have 3 Kairosene umbrellas. Okay, that will increase some speed there. Raymond says hello. Hello, Raymond. Welcome to the chat. Our Jacy Jayne is actually our 4th best card in terms of power and speed. There we go. I don't know why that was taking so long. Okay, so we want power and speed. I got 5,529. What did you get? We just looked at her literally just a second ago. There she is, number 2,811. Oh, we've been streaming for 2 hours now, 2 hours and 7 minutes. That perhaps makes sense as to why I am beginning to feel tired. I know that's charisma. It's power and speed we are looking for, not toughness and not charisma. Our Chelsea Green hasn't been leveled up yet. She might be a little bit powerful. Hold up, that's skip a page there? What on earth? Now, hang on a second. What happened to that equipment that I literally just put on Chelsea Green here? This one? Did it disappear? Alright, chat. Someone find whereabouts this card is. It's a mouth guard. It has plus 77,809 ability, plus 135,000 power, plus 202,000 in speed. It should show up here. Even the ones that are equipped, like the Roman Reigns I Am Greatness and the Yokozuna Salt Bucket, are there. Filtered by WrestleMania 42. Okay. There it is. Okay, so it's right under the Stephanie Vacour. So if we go to all, where the hell is it? That feels like a mistake. Near top of page 2. Oh, there it is. It's between the kerosene umbrellas. Oh, thank goodness, Banner. Oh, I was losing my mind there trying to work out where the hell it was. Thank goodness I had Spanner in the chat. Could have went mad there. Madder. An insane level Grand Cat. That would be an apocalyptic event. An apocalyptic level threat. If big old Grand Cat were just turn around one day and just go, that's it! I have decided to let go of his sanity. I'm letting insanity drive the wheel. Drive the wheel. Hold the wheel, I suppose. I guess this still gives a little bit of speed. Just looking for everything that gives either speed or charisma at this point, regardless of how little it is. Speed or charisma? No, speed or power, not charisma. So anything that boosts either power or speed, we want to equip. Very cool looking Alexa Bliss there. Torjai says we all go insane sometime. Yes. Spanner says, "Oh my god, I love Coco Beware as a kid. Was actually my favourite wrestler when I was nipper. It was the colourful parrot and his high-flying manoeuvres. He really was billed as an attraction, Coco Beware. Back then, they knew how to make people that weren't the top attractions feel special. And it feels like they've almost lost that a little bit. I mean, there's certain ones, like, you know, Danhausen is tremendous when you get to see him on screen. But there's other ones that are supposed to feel special and they just don't. Sami Zayn comes to mind. Where Sami Zayn is very, very quickly getting go-away heat in a manner befitting X-Pac heat. But actually, when I was younger, I thought X-Pac was pretty cool. I quite liked him. But apparently, he was very much not liked. People just didn't think he was particularly entertaining. I thought he was very entertaining. The stuff that he was doing with Kane. Okay, now let's just check our boosts here. So the Soul Rookie gets plus 25 and left and right arrows get plus 10. So we will enter our last couple of cards here into a left or a right arrow. This one is speed and toughness. And it's charisma and even more speed. It's probably going to be this one. Now this one's actually all power. Speed and ability, yep, okay. And this last one here, the Stephanie Vacour. $120,000 in speed. So everyone now has equipment on them. We're going to put momentum on our top 5, which is our 5 special females. That is the Sol Ruka, Lola Vice, Jacy Jayne, Nia Jax, and of course Battle Pass Liv Morgan. And currently, our deck does between 74.9 million and 100 million, and we need to get into 80 million to be in the top 500. So let's give it a shot and see how we do. Now, it's all dependent on crits. Spanner says, agreed on X-Pac, I kind of liked him. He had those educated feet. One foot went to Harvard, the other foot went to Brown. Oh my goodness, 93 million on our very first chance. We got all of the crits there, my goodness. And I think that 93 million is probably going to keep us in the top 500. There you can see the Obafemi, we are ranked 33. Now, we don't need to be in the top 50, we just need to be in the top 500. So, anywhere in the top 500 is completely fine. If we are in the top 500, we will get 200,000 fans. If we are between 500 and 1,000, we get 150,000 fans. Between 1,000 and 1,500, we get 100,000 fans. And if we're in the top 2,000, we get 75. If we're in the top 2,500, we get 50,000. If we're in the top 3,000, we get 25,000. And anyone above 3,000 is going to lose 10,000 fans instead of gaining any. With the female, the Intercontinental Championship, it's a lot harder. Because if you're in the top 500, you get to retain, or you get to win the Women's Intercontinental Championship if you haven't already got it. And you'll also get an additional 32,000 fans, but anyone above rank 500 will lose 100,000 fans as opposed to 10,000 fans. And do remember that you need 1 million fans to attempt to go after a world title. And that is a men's world title or a women's world title. So let's go ahead and back out here. We'll jump back in. And we are ranked 44. There we are, that's quite cool. We're ranked 33 and rank 44, respectively. Two numbers, both the same, both one number apart from each other. 2 3s, followed by 2 4s. And of course, if we're in the top 500 of them, we will get the maximum prizes, which, considering the event ends in 1 hour and 8 minutes, I don't see 460 people overtaking me in the women's, and 470 people overtaking me in the men's match. So I think our title is secure. Let's see how our titles are doing. These are all the titles that we've won in the past, but the ones we are currently champions of is the Intercontinental Champion. We have held for 28 days. The Women's Intercontinental Championship we've held for 13 days. And the Men's World Championship we've held for 28 days since WrestleMania, which is when that title was first on the line. We managed to retain it against big old Jacob Fatu. And the Women's World title has yet to be on the line because even at this point, Liv Morgan, after defeating Stephanie McClure, has not been given any kind of challenger as of yet, which is really a travesty because after WrestleMania is Backlash, then Saturday Night Main Event, then Clash in Italy, which means that we will be 3 pay-per-views past WrestleMania, and Liv Morgan not only hasn't defended her title, but doesn't have anyone to defend it against because no one has a storyline with her to defend the title against, which is an absolute travesty, to say the least. I would much rather see the belt on someone else rather than Liv Morgan. I don't think Liv Morgan is doing a tremendous amount with the title. I think I would rather genuinely see the belt defended by the likes of Alexa Bliss or Charlotte Flair and defended against the other, because there's always been that tease of them being best of friends and splitting up. I would even be pleased to see Lyra Valkyria stepping up, or perhaps Bayley, or even for Nia Jax or Lash Legend to go after it, because the tag title division seems to be stuck in a rut while Brie Bella and Paige are currently the tag team champions. I really think they were just given the belts as a placeholder just because it was Paige's big return. And I think they're just trying to work out how to let Paige go on a singles run. But they're like, well, Brie Bella can't do anything by herself. And Paige is holding that tag team together, which is horrible. So, yes, I think we have successfully retained our Women's Intercontinental Championship. unless a tremendous amount of people in the next hour all decide to jump in and manage to overtake my score. And let's take a quick look here at the leaderboard since we're here. Let's see who else is around there. We have Abaros and Tony. Tony. I wonder if his name is Tony as in like Anthony, you know, Tony, and he's spelt his name as Toeknee. Oh my goodness. The certified GTM, or the certified G, then trademarked. TM Murray, Ken, Dido, Redditusum, Bushman, and Mad Max are all the ones up there around big old Grand Cat on Raw with the men's title and the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Let's check out our leaderboards here. We've got Keza, Blademaster, Craggle, yes lad, Ace, Moneymaker, Ronan, Brody Dale, Call Me Stiv. Okay, we've got Stiv and BC Sully. Note the leaderboard data may be delayed by up to 15 minutes. Good advice. All right, let's read the end of our chat. Then I'm going to perhaps do a little bit of team ring domination. As you can see, our team have started making their way through a Logan Paul here. Let's see how our draft board is doing. We did manage to clear out quite a bit there, so I think we should be able to get a shard right here, whilst I am reading out some of the chat. Dr. Jago says, I want that bliss. Dr. Jago says, I think Edge and Christian's flash photography was my favourite moments back then. Yes, I remember that. And for the benefits of those with flash photography, I mean, the fact that it was the flash photography just goes to show how long ago that was, because, I mean, such a ridiculous thing. But very, very cool all the same. Spanner says, I can't see for sure, but I would say about 40th. Dr. Jack says, I'll say at 30th. Spanner says, I'm 11th and I can't see that low down. Oh, Spanner with the fighting talks. Spanner says, you suck, Dr. J. I rule you. Dr. Jack says, meh, not phased. Receiverington says, Liv is going to be another Jade Cargill. Oh, I really hope not. I was really hoping to see Jade Cargill do a lot more. I think that Creative had big plans for her with Bianca Belair, and Bianca Belair just wasn't ready to return. So I think that's what happened, that put a snag there. But I mean, it really feels like they don't have anything going for Liv Morgan at all. Like, she's got no opponents to go up against. There's nothing happening. It's like, oh my goodness. Okay, cool. We found a shard immediately. Off to a good start. We found 2 shards. Very lucky. Found 2 shards out of 4 picks. Very, very cool. Dr. Jackal says, it's cause Vakur got injured and they wanted a storyline to KP going typically lazy WWE writers. Oh, to keep going. Okay. Leon says, Bree trash. And Paige need to lose the tag titles as soon as possible. Yeah, they are absolutely killing that women's tag division. And I don't mean killing it as in like they are slaying. I mean they are taking it out to the woodshed and shooting it. It is a horrible travesty of what the women's tag division was right before WrestleMania. There was so many good tag teams, and now it feels like that's all disappeared now that Paige and Brie Bella are tag team champions. It's almost as if people don't want to work with them. And I can't imagine why anyone wouldn't want to work with Botch Bella and potentially get kicked in the face multiple times, as Brie Bella has been known to do, and she has botched her husband Brian Danielson's yes kicks because she's a horrible wrestler, is the reason for that. Receiving says Vakura is apparently going through a court case with an ex. I have heard a little bit about that. So I think Stephanie Vakura is going to be away for a little while, just taking care of that. It is pretty bad. Stephanie Vakura has done nothing wrong, and it is a pretty poor case that I don't think my channel is particularly best equipped for tackling. I think that is a more reputable news source that you should go to get all the information on what's happening there. Dr. Giles says, no, that's or his under house arrest for 12 years. I did hear about that as well. And probably for the best, if I am honest. That ended. Probably most people unhappy with the result. Well, I mean, it's not a horrible thing for Stephanie Vakura to take a little bit of time off, considering what she went through. Dr. Zhao says that should be spending 12 years in jail, not in his house. Well, I mean, 12 years confined to a house is still pretty bad. I mean, house arrest is nothing to be sniffed at. Sure, it's not quite the prison, but it's certainly something that I would never want happening to me. And I would try not to do anything so horrific to avoid such a thing. So I always want to stay on your best behavior, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Giles says, before you log, we need to talk in Discord. Before I log. Spanner says, I really want more for Jade. She genuinely looks like $1 million, but maybe she just doesn't get it from work side. I think she's actually doing completely fine. I think it's the creative that are fumbling. I mean, she's a decent worker. Sure, there are people that are better than her. No one's denying that. But I wouldn't say that she's a bad wrestler. She's pretty good. She looks fantastic. She's not particularly good on microphone. But she is not... She's not keeping the belt away from anyone. It's not like, oh, if she wasn't there, then someone would be champion or anything. I think she's doing completely fine. I just think that creative really needs to give her anything to do, a proper storyline to get the audience behind her. Like, do you remember at Elimination Chamber when Bianca Belair was waiting for Jade Cargill to return? And it was implied that Liv Morgan was the one that had attacked Jade Cargill, and then Jade Cargill returned at the Elimination Chamber and went after Naomi. I thought that was a really good storyline. I thought it was a cool twist that Naomi had turned on Jade to get in with Bianca Belair's good graces and be her tag team partner instead of Jade. So I thought that was pretty cool. I liked that idea of the storyline where she was coming back as the Avenger. I don't think she did quite as good a job of being the heel as like I'm the strongest women's champion, but I don't think that was her fault. She didn't really have an awful lot to work with, and also WWE wasn't giving her good screen time. I think she had one title defense that was against Jordan Grace, and that isn't her fault. That is WWE not letting her have matches. And then she had the match against Rhea Ripley, which Rhea Ripley won, which was the correct outcome. But I really think that they should be pushing Jade Cargill a bit more to really showcase what she can do rather than shelving her, which is what they seem to be doing at the moment. Kevin does YouTube says, who do you want the battle pass to be? Ooh, that's a good question. The battle pass for the next tier. That is a very good question. Genuinely, I think that the best thing in WWE right now might actually be Danhausen, which is crazy. Ugh, that was terrible. That's not what I wanted to happen. Wouldn't mind an American Nightmare Cody Rhodes battle pass, particularly if it came with a title image, a portrait pack image with the title. CM Punk would also be a good shout with a title portrait pack image. We just had a Liv Morgan battle pass, so I doubt it's going to be another female battle pass. I think it's probably more likely going to be a male. Who else could we have? Jacob Fatu, maybe? He's getting pushed at the moment. Roman Reigns battle pass. That's a good question. Maybe on Obafemi? An Obafemi battle pass might be kind of cool, actually. Like maybe have him stomping down to the ring. Yeah, that might look good. Got 3 shards so far. Dodger says, yeah, they're ruining what Charlexa made now. The women's tag title is a joke again. Yeah, they really need the sooner they get Brie Bella. I mean, Paige is fine, but the sooner they get Brie Bella away from the tag titles, the better. The sooner they get the Bellas away from that, the better. Dr. Giles says she's robotic on the mic. She needs a mouthpiece like Heyman or someone. I mean, the thing is, like, Brock Lesnar doesn't do a horrible promo, but Paul Heyman is just so much better at it that in terms of promos, there's probably no one actually better than Paul Heyman. I mean, there's people that have done better promos, but that can just go out there every single week and cut a promo. Probably isn't any better than Paul Heyman. And in terms of physique and athleticism and what they're capable of in the ring, there's probably very few better than Brock Lesnar. I mean, there's a lot of like high flyers that can do some very cool, very athletic stuff. AJ Styles immediately comes to mind. But how many people do you have that can F5 the Big Show? You know, not many. Perhaps John Cena. And after that, I think I'd be struggling of thinking of people who could perform a feat of strength like that. But the other thing is that Brock Lesnar, as well as being big and strong, like Andre the Giant was big and strong, but Andre the Giant could never pull off a shooting star press, you know? So Brock Lesnar he was a unique talent, certainly. And probably the best in-ring technician at the moment is probably Gunther, and he is also a huge powerhouse as well. The technician is kind of an old school style. Of course, Bret Hart was probably the most famous of them. So pairing up Paul Heyman with Brock Lesnar was quite tremendous. Unfortunately, I don't think Jade Cargill is quite at that stage of being compared to the likes of Brock Lesnar or anything yet. So, but I think what she does need is to be given a chance. Spanner says, agreed, Dr. J, give her a manager, make her the monster she can be, like China. Yeah, well, China didn't need a microphone either. She didn't need a manager. She could pretty much just let her in-ring action do the talking for her. And the fact that she had storylines with the likes of, males like Chris Jericho, um, for the Intercontinental Championship, I think really set her standards higher. I mean, the women's division back then was atrocious. I keep saying to people that if China existed right now, she would be Rhea Ripley. And if you like Rhea Ripley, then you would probably like China. But yeah, I think China was just in the wrong era. But I think she was certainly a trendsetter for what the women's wrestling could be. Receiving says, what about Umaga for Battle Pass? Well, a brother of Rikishi, of course, uncle to the likes of Solo and the Usos, Jimmy and Jay. Very well known, well respected Samoan. I feel like Umaga never got to that high level stage that Yokozuna did, or The Rock, or even Rikishi. I think Rikishi was maybe a bit higher in his persona than what Umaga was. Umaga, of course, had massive world title matches against John Cena, and Rikishi, once he got to that world title level, didn't really fit in there. He was kind of replaced by Triple H as the man that ran over Stone Cold Steve Austin. But Rikishi was a wonderful Intercontinental Champion, and Rikishi had moves. Like, I mean, for being such a big guy, he could move like a cat. I mean, if you look at his super kicks, it's incredible what that dude was doing in the ring at that size. And of course, he had the charisma factor. The stink face was iconic in his day, and he had such an incredible gimmick. I would actually say that I think I would rather have a Rikishi than an Umaga, if I'm honest. Um, Dr. Drago says Penta would be good. Yeah, we've not had a Penta. Penta would be pretty good. And he's Intercontinental Champion. And it could give us a portrait pack with him with the IC title as well. Blaine Scarberry says Jacy Jayne is the future. That is someone that knows how to see the future, because I see the exact same thing as you do, Blaine. And I really think that Jacy Jayne, give it a couple of years, will be world champion. I also think that Ricky Saints and Obafemi will be up in that situation, that scenario as well, especially as we see um, more of our veteran wrestlers slowly begin to step away, as we've already seen with AJ Styles, with John Cena, with Brock Lesnar, and I think we're going to see a couple more of them walk away. There's even talk of Michael Cole saying that he wants to step back as the voice of the WWE and maybe go into a more relaxed role, if not retiring. So, I mean, there's quite a few people. I mean, there's other people's like, Kofi Kingston was there for so long, and I can't believe that they let him go without giving him some kind of retirement tour. I mean, I think he was in WWE for, what was it, 16 years, 20 years, something ridiculous. Absolute travesty that they wanted him to receive a pay cut. It's ridiculous. I think The Miz is someone that could potentially think about not necessarily retiring, but moving into a more relaxed role. Maybe being even more of a manager role. I could see that. I could also see, I mean, I don't see why someone like Cena can't be in some kind of role where he doesn't need to wrestle. And I suppose that is what he's kind of currently doing. Like, maybe not as a manager, because I think that would maybe be unbefitting of him. But yeah, there's certain wrestlers I could see that feel like they've accomplished what they want to accomplish and want to step away before they get injured and are forced to step away. And I think John Cena and AJ Styles made the right move there with that. Of course, Goldberg also retired by Gunther, but Goldberg was past his prime by the time that he retired. I think people want to make sure that they're not in that state. So, yeah, let's see. Dr. Draco says Alexa Bliss was OTD BST on the mic by Heyman and Punk. I don't know what that means. Oh, voted even. Alexa Bliss was voted best on the mic by CM Punk and Heyman. Yeah, Alexa Bliss is amazing on microphone. She has this amazing way of being able to take you down a story where I can't remember if she was returning or if she won a title, but she was crying and she said, this means the world to me. You guys mean the world to me. And the fans were all cheering for her. And then she said, "Is that what you thought I would say?" And like immediately turned on the audience, and it was huge. Alexa Bliss has an incredible amount of talent, not just in the ring, but on the microphone. She is one of the best in the business today, and for some reason WWE don't seem to see it. I don't understand why. Spanner said China had Generation X, D-Generation X around her for a decent while, which gave her an image. Yeah, that's how she came into the business. She was the bodyguard for Shawn Michaels. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Spanner says Meechin and BFAB are no Triple H and Michaels. Yeah. I'm not sure why Meechin and BFAB are hanging around Jade Cargill. I mean, it started off with Meechin challenging Jade Cargill for the title, which I felt was horrible. And then Jordan Grace challenging Jade Cargill, which I feel like Jordan Grace wasn't ready for a world title match at that stage. And they had storylines that went on for weeks before a match ever happened, and then the match happened, and then they're like, okay, we're immediately on your side now. It's like, why? I feel like the only reason that Meechin and BFAB joined Jade Cargill was so that it could be a 3-on-1 against Rhea Ripley. Because if it was a 1-on-1 between Jade Cargill and Rhea, no one was going to believe that Jade Cargill had any chance of defending the title against her. Stardash says Jacy Jayne will be champion by the end of 2027. I could see that happening, most certainly. I could even see her potentially being champion by the end of 2026. Stardash says TKO, unfortunately, is typically corporate and big companies could care less what you've done for them besides make them money and just being a cog in the machine. Yep, TKO is the problem. Dora Drago says first Elimination Chamber winner. Receivington says Bliss, when she first came to Raw, has to be the best version of her. I think that was the Goddess. Dr. Draco says that was the moment you're talking about your grandness. I believe it was Dr. Draco. I think you're right. When she won the Elimination Chamber, that she came out and it looked like she was turning face, and then she just completely turned on the entire audience, which was pretty incredible. A very, very incredible moment. Okay, big old Grandcat is getting quite a bit tired. We've got our Jacy Jayne. We did what we came here to accomplish. And I think it's getting relatively closer to big old Grandcat's bedtime. It's 20 past midnight. Unfortunately, I am a well-known insomniac, so I probably won't be asleep for another couple of hours, which sucks. I may stay up and watch Raw, but if I can fall asleep, I would rather do that. Cool, we got another shard, which is our 4th shard, I believe. And I'm going to go ahead and dust those. Stardash says, oh, come on, it's only a bit past 1700. I assume you're talking about your time there, Stardash. It is 20 past midnight in the home of the Grand Cat. And which is, of course, big old Scotland in the United Kingdom. But there we are. Let's go ahead and take one last look at our most recent cards that we got today. There is indeed our Jacy Jayne. Stardust says, yes, your grandness, Colorado Mountain Time. Ah, Mountain Time, yes. Over in Colorado. A good place, Colorado. I think I've been to Colorado. Although I'm not sure I could confirm that. I've been to many places in America. Florida, Las Vegas, California, New York. Washington. A lot of touristy destinations big old Grand Cat has been to. Las Vegas, of course. Nevada. But yeah, I think I might have been to Colorado. Not entirely sure. But regardless, folks, that is now going to be it for this little video, and I really hope that you have all enjoyed. And if you did enjoy it, please give me a like, share, and subscribe. And if you are subscribed, make sure you click that notification icon so that you can see when more of these glorious little videos go out. And once again, thank you all for sticking around and watching this little live stream of Big Ol' Grand Cat. And we shall see you all in the next live stream. Goodbye, everybody.